Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, hopefully you stayed tuned to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., guiding you to what you want to know, should know, and have to know about so much in your life. And we have our Premier College Guide here. Oh, wait. Is that a play on words, Rob?
It might be.
Yeah, considering we have Rob Schwartz with Premier College Guidance, our chosen college planning expert for years now, and part of America's Professional Resource Group, which is the very best professionals we have interviewed on our show for 5 years now. These are guns. These are not newbies trying to build their business. These are the proven professionals that are accountable to us, accountable to you, accountable to Santa Clarita, live in Santa Clarita, and care about you. And Rob is now an incredible resource for you right here in Santa Clarita. We have very few options. I've looked it up. Very few options for college planning and college guidance in Santa Clarita. And a lot of you, you moved here for the schools. That means you care about education. You care about where your kid's going to go to college or your grandkid's going to go to college. And you need guidance to help them find the right school, basically prepared to get into that school, and how to pay for that school. Right, Rob? You have a little guidance for us on that as well.
I do indeed. So this is a major, major departure from what we've known for as long as probably I've been alive, which is when
that's a long time,
That
folks.
is a long time. That's 40 years.
You know what? I can't even play this game.
when we talk about the two major application documents when it comes to financial aid, the FAFSA and the CSS profile, traditionally those have been filled out in the senior year in the months of January, February. Those 2 months looking just 1 year back at your taxes from the prior year. So a student who's applying to UCLA this year applied in the month of November, and they filled out their FAFSA, hopefully by now, if not in the very near future, looking at their taxes from 2015. Beginning in October of 2016, so the next college entrance class, you will fill out your FAFSA in October, not the year later, in the same time period that you were applying to college, and you will now use those same 2015 taxes. So the look-back period is 1 year further back, which means you have one fewer year to plan to be ready for financial aid.
Yikes!
Well, and it's the idea is to stop people from manipulating the system. I mean, I get it. It needs to happen to a certain extent because, we have a lot of resources, and the resources are for those that can't afford it. And for those that are close, and I'm sure that there's strategies involved, there's good ways to avoid some of those things so that you can get the most amount of financial aid regardless of income or assets.
You are correct, Gino, in that there are ways to manipulate the system to a certain degree, certainly when it comes to assets. Income is another matter, but assets can be manipulated to a certain degree for the benefit of the family, both short-term and long-term, and we're very good at that. But it's also an opportunity, and the reason the colleges will tell you anyway why they did this is to let students and parents know that they're going to, at the same time, know they did or did not get in, and if they got in, what's it actually going to cost. So they're getting that information a little bit earlier on, so it becomes a purchase that becomes like buying a house or buying a car. You would never drive a car off a lot and not know what you're going to pay for it. You would never buy a house without knowing to the dollar what your costs are going to be up front and monthly.
Well, I don't know. If they go to our competition, they might.
Well, I'll let you disparage all you like, but from my perspective, colleges, that's the one real weird spot where you apply to college and you have no idea, none, what it's really going to cost in that moment. And you only find out much, much later. This change is going to help alleviate some of those concerns and make it much more like a normal purchase.
That sounds good. That sounds very positive. That sounds like a great change then.
Right.
No, this is good.
That's what they're selling anyway.
It only took the government,
they're
20, 30 years to figure it out.
Well, nobody's perfect, Gino. God knows we're in that category.
No doubt about it. Okay, if you just tuned in, you're on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And what's really nice is you can see all these great interviews. We videotape these interviews. We have Furman behind the controls and Lisa and Tina back there helping us look as good as possible. But we have HD cameras here, and we record it, and it goes on a YouTube channel. We have 800 and something YouTube videos by going to donandgino.com. And what's nice is now we're categorizing them. So if you pull up college planning, for example, you'll probably see about 15 to 20 videos with interviews with Rob, giving you just pearls of wisdom about what you need to know about college planning that I guarantee you don't know, because we learn something every time he's on the show.
Yeah, and then the other thing I've learned about what you do is that most people don't know it exists.
That's a really interesting perspective. And even to someone like myself, that is probably a very true statement, that people aren't aware that there are resources in their communities that are specifically designed to help families wrap their heads around what has become a very complex problem.
Yeah, I guess I should mention, maybe I should clarify that. They don't realize there's a private outsourcing option outside of the school, right? And so really they rely on the high school system. And I know you've been very gracious to say it's really not bad, but I've talked to some of them. It's not great.
And let's speak specifically about our valley, the Santa Clarita Valley. I know many of the counselors in this valley. I know based on the budgets and how things work currently, there is one college counselor in the district, and she works in the district office, which means there are no college counselors at West Ranch or Valencia or Hart or Saugus or Canyon or Golden Valley. They are guidance counselors who are doing their very best to prepare students for college, and many of them do a great job. I will still say that. I still back my fellow counselors. But I have a unique advantage, which is my caseload is about a dozen students. Theirs is hundreds of students. So who's going to provide a better service? Probably me.
Well,
Ding, ding, ding.
there's no doubt about that.
Well, you're also a national speaker. You're going around town. You're going around the nation talking to different people and visiting colleges and trying to find out what's good for different people. They probably don't get a lot of external exposure. They probably sit in that office a lot.
That is also true, and that is one of the great advantages that I have, is I can go out and see and speak with counselors and students and parents and administrators and folks.
Yeah,
in the Office of Admission
you know a
all the time.
lot of administrators from a lot of the main colleges.
I do. Many
You
of
brought
them
them
are
on your
friends.
radio show.
That is also true.
That's an advantage. You know what they're thinking. I mean, you get some kind of
That's
insider.
the most important thing.
Sure, you
is
get
I
insider
know what they're
information.
thinking. To a certain degree, that's also true. I'm flattered that you guys would bring all this up, but you are right. Knowing what the admission standards are at SC or UCLA is a huge advantage
my
for our
goodness.
clients.
Sure.
Oh, it's like us knowing guidelines to a program. It's absolutely imperative to the way we do business. Those that don't know guidelines very well just don't excel in our business.
I love this stuff, Rob. All right, Rob, again, also between you and your partner, Trevor, who handles, what's nice is you guys can be experts at what you do. You handle all the areas of basically college planning, and then you have your partner, Trevor, that just focuses on one of the most important parts, obviously, is the financing of it. You're not trying to, it's really hard to be everything to everyone. What's nice is you guys have partnered up to make sure they have the best of the best. Real experts have been doing it for years and years and years to help you, your family, your child get into the college of their dreams and figure out how to pay for it. How can they get a hold of you, Rob?
By all means, if you want a phone conversation, give me a call. It rings in my pocket. The number is 818-359-3779. Email is great, too. Shoot me an email anytime. It's my first name, Rob, R-O-B, at premiercollegeguide.com. And feel free to visit premiercollegeguide.com as a website, and visit our site and get to know what we have to offer.
What a great show. Hopefully you paid attention. Again, we'll put this on our YouTube channel at donandgino.com, because these pearls of wisdom and these changes in the testing and the financing of college is pretty dramatic. I mean, these are big changes. It isn't just like they changed the scoring. They changed completely how it's all handled.
Yeah,
So.
these are two monumental shifts in values at the college level.
All right, Rob, thank you so much for joining our show as always. Robert Schwartz with Premier College Guidance. Gino, thanks for joining us for the second half of the show.
Hey, glad to be here.
All right, make sure you check us out.
I got my gold star.
Yeah,
I couldn't miss one of
always
those.
get a gold star, man. All right, check us out at donandgino.com. Again, the Don and Gino Show every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Also, check out our daily video blog, the National Real Estate Cafe. You can get it right to your phone by texting NREC to 58885.
Or check it out at National NRE Cafe. Oh,
See,
I'm falling
you did it
asleep
down there.
today.
That's right. And then also check out the America's Professional Resource Group, the very best professionals you can find in any category, in any field, right here in Santa Clarita by going to aprgi.com. Have a great weekend and be good humans.